All right, guys, we're in the shop today, and standing beside me here, we've got Dillon, who is from Minneapolis, outside Minneapolis?
Waseca, Minnesota.
Waseca?
Hour south of the city.
Okay, cool. You just looked at your odometer, which you reset before you left, and what was it setting at?
1,530 miles in 2 days.
So he just rode this bike. This is a brand new 2021. What's the model, specs, all that?
Harley-Davidson Road Glide Ltd, 114.
So he just rode this bike from all the way up there down here for us to build it out. Props to you, sir. You're the furthest so far. We appreciate you bringing it here. So in this episode, it's going to take a long time to film it before start to finish and all that, but we're going to follow the build because it's, from the sounds of it, going to be fully like
wheels up.
Yeah, Chris and him have been going over some stuff. Let's go ahead and roll the intro, and then we'll start to go over kind of what he's thinking, what we're gonna do, get it on video just so I don't forget. So that's really why I have a YouTube channel, so I don't forget things.
Yeah, same here.
It's like a...
Hey, Justin, cue that music, bro.
All right, guys, so yeah, he just got down here. The bike is nice and dirty. It's got that road grime on it. You were wanting to do wheels?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got some wheels from Lindell here, and they're for the giveaway road glide. We haven't even seen them, but if you want to order some nice wheels, Lindell has some nice stuff from what I hear. So the theme is OD green.
The engine, but there's a bunch of other trim stuff that we're back and forth on.
Okay. We're breezy. Yeah.
A what?
Friends reference.
What'd you just say?
It was breezy. Oh God, what if it wasn't breezy?
What the f is breezy?
I'm breezy.
Am I 15? No. We ain't breezy.
You gotta pause every once in a while when you talk like that.
So yeah, we know the color scheme we're going. Flat OD green, similar to like his hoodie there. Army Star, you said, on the tank?
Yep.
And then what was it on the side cover?
POW.
POW. Okay, and then we're thinking ghosted flag on the bags, and then we'll, yeah, get all those little details and stuff in there. All right, so Dylan's asking if we got merch. I think the only thing I have here is this hat, so we'll see if he wants to drop a gear and get a beer hat. Doesn't say Blockhead anywhere on it though. And I guess we'll see if he wants a neck gator too. A neck gator too if you want that.
Oh, yeah, I'll wear that on fucking the flight home.
RSSV? Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so Dillon and his buddy here headed out. Pretty much gonna have this bike for a couple months. You got a name for it? Pickle? No,
No name
that's
for the bike, yeah. My name is Pickle.
that's just your name or your nickname. Well, you'll have to come up with a name for it, man. It's gonna be unique afterwards.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, guys, welcome back to Pickle, Harley-Davidson that we're building for Dillon. This is the current state of it. It's been a couple months. We basically took everything down, got in parts, sent off parts for powder coat, sent off parts for paint. One of the parts that we also sent off that we're going to talk to you guys real quick about is this guy right here. That's called the crank. So Chris is over here wrenching away.
I was actually around with bolts, figuring out where 4 black bolts go in a case of...
Hey man, this isn't just something like you touch the engine and it speaks to you when you know?
I wish.
No?
Well, the instructions, I love the instructions, so now I have to sit here and like think backwards because they want you to replace the 4 visible case bolts, which I believe are gonna be those 4.
So we got the black bolt kit essentially. So yeah, just to real quickly go over and show you guys the color that we got powder coat. So it's like an OD/army green, but as per the powder coater, this was like a 3-part process. So it came out so damn nice. I mean, it looks really, really good in person. I hope you guys are kind of picking that up on camera. See the lower rockers, and I'm just super excited to see it all come together. So there we go. It's gonna be OD next to like a really nice gloss black. So you got a gloss finish next to a flat finish. I love it. I think it's gonna look just awesome. So that's powder. We still got to pick up paint, waiting on an update for that. We got this beautiful carbon fiber dash, got some Legend suspension, we got some wheels from Lindell brakes, also brakes from Lindell brakes, black rotors, and some pads.
There's so much more, but we don't have to go over all that right now.
We do, however, have to go over the interior components because we're not going to see this after Chris puts the case back together. So we had to basically like split the case. We took this, sent it off.
Yep. We sent this off to A1 Cycles, Mike at A1 Cycles. We did not get this lightened, but we did get it plugged, balanced, welded. And I think by default it probably did get a little bit lighter because we changed the race rods, so I think the rods themselves are a little bit lighter, so it probably lightened the overall mass. This is the balancer for those of you that haven't seen this before. This has a single balancer, whereas a Softail like yours has two. There would be one here and one here. As a matter of fact, when we do that one, you'll see that.
Okay.
This is basically the inside of the case for those of you that have never seen it.
What was the purpose of the upgraded rods?
Because we're spinning this motor up to probably about 772 maybe.
Okay.
So strength, rigidity. We're using Carrillo pistons on top. We're also using a Carrillo rod, and we're just attaching it to a solidified base, basically. So
sweet.
We're making it pretty bulletproof. We could lighten it a little bit more. There's a couple little odds and ends we could probably do, but cost really determined what we were doing here. Yep. More than anything. We also have,
so we got heads from Fuel Moto.
Yep, Fuel Moto Level A CNC ported heads. A little port job in there.
Flow some more air.
This ought to flow some more air. Well, this engine is, what is this going to be, a 128 with 550 gear drive. Is another reason we got the flywheel done, so that it would be
the run out
within tolerance to run a gear drive. Get this put together here next hour or two and get it dropped in hopefully by the end of the day. If not, we'll at least leave it sit here looking pretty. How's that?
That works. You want to give these guys a shout out?
9 Figure Fab, yeah. The guys up there just sent me some of these little M8 cuffs. They've made some twin cam cuffs. These are just a 2-piece magnetic cuff, by the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically like sets into where the cylinder would go.
Yep. And then you just snap that on.
Keeps the rods from moving back and forth, touching the case. That's pretty cool. Shout out to 9 Finger Fab. Appreciate you guys sending those over.
Actually, since we're talking about them, they got a whole little plethora of things they've got. They sent me a little bit of everything. So lifter holders.
Oh, nice.
With a little adjuster to, which is always nice because the old style, which are these. So these are a little bit too deep. Normally when you put these on, I usually have to put like something under this to lift them and hold them up. So it's nice that they added this little adjuster in there to kind of lift them up.
Let's go.
Yep.
It's like they were made by people that are working on bikes.
Right,
exactly.
Right. So we got some intake covers. We've got lifter hole covers, so when the lifter blocks are on but no push rods, kind of snap those in. And also some exhaust covers so you can seal up the engine. So once we get this together, we'll probably use some of those.
Oh, that's awesome.
Put it into that.
Good looking out, 9 Finger Fab.
Yeah, man, appreciate that very much. It's badass. I'm kind of excited to use them. So as you can see, we're already using them.
Yep. Give you guys a little more of an idea about this green finish on the cross thread floorboards. Turned out great.
Yeah, it did.
Get the fan back on you and let you get back to it.
Yeah, little bits at a time. It's taken us months. You're gonna get to watch it in like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, it's
but this will be like a four-month ordeal here.
Yep. Same for the giveaway. Like I think we're waiting on like one part for that, but yeah, current status coming back together finally on. Is it on the downhill? Is that the way that like the uphill is the battle, the downhill is like
top. We're still waiting on paint.
Yeah.
So we're up here.
Basically at the very tippy top, waiting on the last things, and then the downhill begins the assembly.
The next day or two, we'll get the front end done. We'll get the motor back in, and then we'll basically be waiting on paint.
Yeah, which I'll probably.
Oh, and I do have a sound system to wire, but I'll get most of that done, but I'll again still be waiting for paint. So that's where we're at basically.
Story of our lives.
Waiting on paint. Oh, and hey, don't forget. We had one other thing going in here, that HPI throttle body.
Oh, that's right.
Remember this guy?
Yeah.
This was actually yours.
Yep.
For Goldzilla.
So yeah, with Goldzilla, as you guys know, which I know y'all have requested for us to start work on that again. We will start work on that bike soon. Actually,
we have to pay the bills though.
Yeah, we do have to pay the bills. Keep the lights on, pay the salaries, all that good stuff. So I was originally going with this throttle body intake and everything from Horsepower Inc. So shout out to Horsepower Inc. Quality products.
Shout out.
and we ended up talking to Dillon. He wanted this as well. These were on such back order that I went ahead and I gave him mine, and then we basically ordered some new ones for Goldzilla. So these were supposed to go on my bike originally. Because of the timeline though, went ahead and hooked up Dillon.
The other deal too, if we sent this back to get it gold, that
they would have to,
a long time too,
yeah,
right?
they'd have to totally take it apart. So we're basically going to put in an order. I'm going to get it done gold since Goldzilla, and then I think we're also doing the tunnel ram instead of just the normal throttle body. So it's basically gonna, it's gonna come off. So
we're gonna have a little fun and see. Remember, we were shooting for big power in that thing.
Yeah, this thing is ridiculous. Like, that's nasty. I'm really curious to see what kind of power he makes out of this thing. All right, guys, so Dillon's bagger Pickle is slowly coming together. So we've got a couple of the powder coated parts on. The engine, stage 4, is fully built up. It's an S&S stage 4. We will be showing you guys dyno numbers and all that stuff. And then we got some wheels over here from Lindell, brakes as well, horsepower ink, throttle body, manifold, and air cleaner, cross thread, custom done up. You guys have seen all this stuff. So big thing in this part of the episode, we ended up getting stuff back from paint. So we got some of the stuff from paint here. As you guys can see, very similar, flat green, looks amazing. And then we got the tank here, the star on the side of it. I was thinking that like the black star might get a little lost in the green just because of the contrast, but it looks really damn good. I'm liking it a lot. Just as a heads up, I've actually got to take off and head back to the house and run some errands and stuff, but as the build continues throughout the day, I'm going to have Justin manning the camera. He's going to be recording Chris, basically getting it all back together. But let me show you guys some of the other parts in the shop real quick. All right, guys, so we've basically got the parts stored here in the air-conditioned, away from everything in the shop. So here we have Pickle on the front fender. We've got the side covers. So the other side cover's there, but one of the side covers here has the POW MIA, You Are Not Forgotten, little banner there. And we've got the full inner and front fairing piece here. I'll clean that up a little bit, wipe it down. And the bags, oh my gosh, the bags turned out super cool. Check that out. So badass. So each of these graphics, I basically had to make them in Adobe Illustrator and then send them to paint. And so it's really cool to be able to see them go from, you know, digital to on the bike. And then we got the rear piece for the Ultra top covers. So that is the stuff for paint. So like I said, I'm gonna be handing you guys off to Justin. So let's go hand you guys off. All right, guys. So I'm gonna be handing you guys over to the very capable hands of Justin. You guys have obviously seen him in plenty of videos. You guys know he does the editing. So, filming Chris here in the continuation of the build for Pickle. So,
Yep.
Here you go, bro.
All right, you guys are in my hands now. Let's go.
All right, guys, we got paint back.
What are you doing?
Out here filming, dude.
Why are you filming? Where's Block?
Block decided to go home because he's been driving all day.
He had to run away.
Chris is now reassembling everything.
Slowly beginning to reassembly. It's gonna take a little while, but
gotta start somewhere. All right, Chris was telling me, he's like, yo, are you ready to hold this tank for your dear life?
no.
Oh no,
I
you said
hold it like your life depends on it.
yeah, like your life depends on it. And I'm like, okay. So I was holding this and he used the tool. You gotta pull out the tool, dude.
Explain to them just how heavy it is.
Right. He's like, do you see the tool I'm gonna use? Do you see what it says? I'm like, yeah.
These aggressive teeth on it.
Sheesh.
And just so you guys at home know,
that's how heavy the freaking tool is. And he used it to screw in
it doesn't
the
exactly
fuel
screw
pump.
in, but this, if you see these grooves, it goes down and has a little hump that we have to get by to get it seated. And that's what we were fighting when I was like,
Right.
ready, we're gonna do it again.
So he was screwing that thing in and I'm literally hugging this entire gas tank. So we got it on.
So dramatic.
Dude, it really was like that though.
It just gets intense for a moment because you don't want to slip off. If you let the tank slip, you know, all kinds of bad things could happen.
Right. And why is it called the tank killer?
Because for those of you out there, because I know there's at least one person watching this video somewhere that's done it, but when that thing slips off and hits this tank, you felt how heavy that is, and you see how aggressive those teeth are.
Right.
It just cuts and dings and scrapes and dents. It's horrible.
Right.
Bad shit happens is what happens.
You've said you've seen that happen before?
I have. I have watched a couple guys in my career slip off and catch the tank, usually on the side, or if they're doing it while the tank's mounted sometimes they'll slip and their arm, it'll hit the front and then catch the fairing, because the fairing's right here.
Right.
Hey, like I said, bad things happen. So
Yeah.
I actually watched a guy drop it on his foot and break his toe. I mean, so there's all kinds of ways that thing can hurt you.
All right, guys, Chris is making some headway on the Dillon bagger. So Chris is going to be the first, well, this is going to be the first bike in the partially finished Dino Room. Looking forward to seeing what kind of power it gets with this combo right here. It's pretty badass. Obviously, before we unveil it, we're going to give it a thorough cleaning so it looks nice. But he got the bars on. That was a pretty big deal this morning. He was so relieved that he got the bars done in a timely manner that he threw up all of his lunch. That steak,
I'm literally
you tasted it twice.
throwing up today and still working.
Yeah, so heads up, guys. Y'all give Chris props. He threw up right after lunch, took a nap on the couch for a second.
And I'm still up and on feeling like I need to throw up.
Yeah, still wrenching on Dylan's bike. So I think that deserves like some praise, a comment, or going to give him a follow. Will you trade throw up for follows? Chris will throw up for follows, guys.
No, I will not. I don't need follows.
At Sick Wide Glad, go give him a follow. He was actually throwing up slushy. That's how cool he is. All right, first bike in the dyno room, not quite completed. So we've got two exhaust fans going, which are these 42-inch commercial electric. We've also got a couple fans going in over here. There's the bike on the dyno. We also got another fan over there. So Chris can feel like he's getting proper oxygen. So next up for this one is some dyno tuning. Yeah, you guys are getting a look at the room here. So obviously we're going to be hanging lighting. We're still working on ventilation, all that stuff. So making do with what we got. But yeah, tuning this one up, expecting some good numbers. Let's see what it gets. All right, guys, so Chris has custom tuned the customer's bike. Keep in mind, we've got a very large intake throttle body manifold on this from Horsepower Inc., so the bike's getting plenty of air. We did heads from Fuel Moto level A, right? So ported polished. And then we've got large injectors. We've got the 128 kit SNS, 550 cam chest kit with this combination. Seeing a beautiful, beautiful line here. 149 horsepower and 147 torque. The rideability of this one is awesome. If you guys don't know, with Goldzilla, I'm looking at pretty much the same power, like 151 horsepower, 150 torque, but it's got a 590 cam, which it really performs all top end. We've got it redlining at like 7,000, and it's just a total bitch to ride. This, with that power curve, looks just beautiful and very, very good rideability. It's one of those things that people need to understand is there's a balance. So the numbers are great. Props to Chris. I think the customer will be really happy with it. All right, so we'll cut here to us having it over there, draped a sheet over it. Can't wait to see Dylan's reaction on Pickle. All right, guys, so here we have Dillon. He has just arrived from Minnesota. What you think, man?
It's green.
Pretty awesome, right? Chris, you want to do the honors of pulling back the sheet for him? You ready?
The Ripper. Screams.
Doesn't it?
All right, man. So in closing, overall thoughts after you've ridden it, how you feeling about the bike?
Form's great. Looks beautiful. I'm about to put 1,700 miles on in the next 2 days. I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll ask him when he gets back.
Yeah. And throw a leg over it and ride back up 1,700 miles later. I'm stoked for you, man. Well, like I said, thank you for trusting us and bringing it to us. I think when you first got here, the shop was like way different than what it is right now. Well, thank you, dude. Really appreciate you again. You guys be sure to drop a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think of Dillon's bike here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, basically documenting the whole thing. Thank you for your patience. Really appreciate you, man. Hit the like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Until next time, you guys ride safe out there. Stay vigilant. Catch you on the next one. Peace.